Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek. I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So today's my topic is deportation of Rohingyas refugees Supreme Court order. So let us talk about this issue. In its April 8 to 2021 order, the Supreme Court did not allow the release of Rohingyas reportedly detained in Jammu. The Supreme Court also rejected an application to stay the deportation of Rohingyas refugees to Myanmar, but they should not be deported unless the proper procedure is followed. So, what petitioners are demanding? So the court noted that the petitioner's contention is that the more than 6,500 Rohingyas refugees were illegally detained in Jammu. 150 to 170 of them were under imminent threat of forcible deportation. This happens at a time when the civilian government of Myanmar stood unseated by a military coup. It is also noted that the petitioner relies on judgment of International Court of Justice dated January 23, 2020. The judgment recorded the genocidal condition that resulted in 7.75 lakh Rohingyas being forced to take refuge in Bangladesh and India. So demands are such as to release the detained Rohingya refugees immediately, to direct the UT government and the Ministry of Home Affairs to expeditiously grant refugee identification card through the FRRO for the Rohingyas in the formal camps, the Foreign Regional Registration Officer. So, so let us talk about why did the court reject the plea. The government stance was that the principle of non-refoulement applies only to the signatories of UN Refugee Convention of 1951 or its 1967 protocol. Non-refoulement, it is the practice of not forcing refugees or asylum seekers to return to a country in which their life is in danger. The government also cited that a previous application for 7 Rohingya refugees in Assam and being dismissed. In the line with these, the court rejected the present application. The court rationale is that the court held that the right not to be deported is an ancillary to citizenship. The right guaranteed under Article 14 are available to all persons who may or may not be citizens, but the right to be deported is the ancillary or concomitant to the right guaranteed under Article 19(1)(e). So the Article 19(1)(e) guarantees to every citizen of India the right to reside and settle any part of the territory of India. So it was, however, made clear that the Rohingyas in Jammu would not be deported until the procedure is followed. So the contentions with the Supreme Court order is such that the April 8 order signals a disregard of grave human rights issues by a court which was a beacon for other constitutional courts. So what is worrying is the conscious refusal by the court. First one is to consider the facts, to examine contested material placed before it, to hold the central and state governments to their duties under Part 3 of the Constitution of India as well as their obligation under binding international law. It is refused to examine the questions raised by the petitioners and to probe the defense of the government. So, what are the challenges in this? First one is, in India, no legislation has been passed that specifically refers to refugees. Hence, the Rohingya refugees are often clubbed with the class of illegal immigrants deported by the government under the Foreign Act 1946 and the Foreigners Order 1948. This is coupled with discrimination against the Rohingyas by the government, they being largely Muslim refugees. Legally, however, refugee is a special category of immigrant and cannot be clubbed with an illegal immigrant. So what could the Supreme Court do now? What is expected of the Supreme Court is to hear, consider, examine, and evaluate and decide. There are two possible solutions. The first is that in its interim order, the court specifies that the Rohingya refugees may not be deported unless the procedure prescribed for such deportation is followed. It is long held principle of Indian jurisprudence that the word procedure means due process. In other words, a procedure that is just fair and reasonable. The Supreme Court can thus suo motu clarify that its interim order means that the refugees may not be deported without due process. And a due process here requires that they not be deported as long as there exists a reasonable threat of persecution in Myanmar. Alternatively, since the order in question is an interim order that was passed without a detailed hearing, the damage is not reversible. The court could therefore swiftly hear the main petition on its merits. It can then clarify the law on non-refoulement and Article 21. By doing this, the court will redeem its reputation of being the last refugee of the oppressed and the bewildered. So, thank you.